Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Wednesday, August the 28th, 2024. Wednesday, August the 28th. Where shall I begin? Let's begin with Sonny comes over to Alexis's. He wants to check in on Christina, see Christina. And Alexis is telling her what happened at the funeral and how Molly and Christina got into it. And he's like, well, why would Molly, say those things about Christina? Because she told him some of the things she said. She blamed Christina for the death of the baby. Why would Molly blame Christina? It wasn't Christina's fault. It's like, well, that was wrong. And I'm thinking, Alexis, you shouldn't have said it that way. Let Christina be the one to say those things and you come in and clean it up. Now, she wasn't saying it to bash Molly. She's just saying it how things just got completely out of hand. And Christina comes down the stairs. Hi, Dad. And she's like, what are you doing here? He goes, oh, here, check in on you. And so Christina sits down and she's telling Sonny that, she doesn't sleep much, or when she does sleep, she dreams about the baby. And then I wake up and have to go through all over again that my baby is dead. But in my dreams, I'm holding Adela. That's what I named her. Molly and TJ don't agree, but that's what I named her. And so Sonny says, you named her Adela? See, he goes, well, that was nice of you. Like my mother's name. That was nice. She says, yes. And she was beautiful in my dreams and blah, 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 and the way I'm grieving and the way I feel about her now, I know I was right to, if she had lived, to keep my baby. And Alexis kind of puts her head down and she kind of looks to the side, kind of like at Sunny, like, you see what was going to happen here? You see what was going to happen? Mm-hmm. So now you know why there's a rift, because Alexis didn't get to say, and Molly found out that Christina was planning on keeping the baby, going back on that didn't get discussed. And so Sunny is saying, pretty much Christina is always the one coddled, and she's like, you know, um, I need to do something. I need to, what Ava said, Dad, that's all a lie. It's a lie. That is not how it happened. And he goes, I know it's not how it happened, honey. We all know that's not how that happened. Kate's is trying to get to you, to me through you. And so now Kate's, it shows at the beginning of the show, he's packing up. Ava's in a safe hotel room, nice hotel. Um, and Kate's is packing up his bag, leaving it. She goes, well, where are you going? He says, I've got business to take care of, namely Sonny Corinthos. And she says, but I don't feel safe here, John. This safe house doesn't feel too safe for me. He goes, you're fine. Nobody knows you're here. And so she goes, well, when are you coming back? I've got business to take care of. You won't be alone. So he opens the door because there's a knock on the door, and it's some woman. He's an Agent Doe, because I can't remember the name of the agent. She's going to be watching you. And Ava just looks at her and she's standing there. He goes, don't worry about it. I'm getting ready to make sure everything is okay. So she goes, can you bring Avery here? And he goes, no. He says, it wouldn't be good to bring Avery here. And he goes, she goes, well, then at least can I have my cell phone so that I can call her? He goes, why would you want to do that? You know she misses you, and she will be asking you all kind of questions on when can she see you. Why would you want to put her through that? Besides, I checked in on Avery. Now let's think about what he just said. I checked in on Avery. She's happy with the nanny. How could John have ever checked in on Avery when Avery lives with Sonny? John has not been to Sonny's penthouse saying, I'm going to check on Avery for Ava. He lied to her there, and she knows it, right? He goes, no, your best thing is to play your part, lay low here, and let this thing play out. You trust me, don't you? And she's like, well, yeah. She's looking, right? So he leaves. Now, the woman, the guard, is sitting there looking at a magazine, and she takes off her jacket. And her jacket, now you see her gun in the holster. And Ava looks at it. She goes, wow, well, that's a nice gun. She says, I know my guns. And this is not an FBI standard issue gun that you have. And so the woman says, things have changed with the FBI. They allow us women, like, why would they give an allowance for women to choose the kind of firearm we want? And this is what I chose. And they was like, wow, how progressive of them. They are not that darn progressive, right? So they're sitting there, and Ava looks, she goes, now those are some nice shoes. And Ava, although guess what? When the camera showed them, those shoes are too big for that person's foot. I mean, she had a good inch behind, where the back of your heel is. I'm like, well, that don't fit her. So anyway, um, Ava said, that's a very expensive designer shoe. And she goes, I got it on a sample sale. So I got a great discount. She goes, I know, but still, you have great taste, because even on a sample sale, I know you pay quite a bit of money for it. And so she goes, I like your taste. And so she goes, she just looks at Ava, and she's getting like, stop talking to me. And Ava starts trying to say about John, John must be pretty high up. He gets blah, blah, blah. She goes, we don't give personal information on the agents. That's not what we do. So Ava just looks, she goes, okay, okay, that's understandable. That's understandable. So Ava says, oh, you know what? I just want to run down and get myself a coffee. And so the guard says, no, 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 that's not a good idea. Somebody might see you. So no, you won't be leaving this room. I tell you what, I will go down and get you some coffee. And she told her what kind of little macchiato, I mean, whatever kind of little cappuccino, whatever she wanted. Wasn't a cappuccino, but some fancy little coffee. And the guard leaves. Agent, fake agent, whatever, leaves. And Ava looks, she left her bag sitting next to the chair. And Ava says, let's see who you really are. Right? Because she's thinking that's not an FBI issue gun. Your shoes are way too expensive. So Ava opens the bag, and the chick had this pair of sunglasses. And Ava said, okay, now there is no way an FBI agent can afford these sunglasses. So she's like putting two and two together, like, something ain't right, right? So she continues to look through her bag, and she sees the chick has a wad of money, rubber band, $100 bills, like she had received a payoff. And she also had something else. I forget. It almost looked like a device that Ava was looking at. And Ava said, something's not right here. Something's not right. And so it flashed back to what Sonny said to her, that Kate is going to get you isolated, and then he's going to get rid of you. Because now that he has your official statement, Ava, he doesn't need you alive to use it. And you're a liability. And so she's thinking, oh no. And she's looking around. So now she's getting ready to try to walk out the door, and the fake agent is standing right there with her coffee. She goes, going somewhere? And Ava just looks at her. She's gonna make up some lie when it comes back to it, right? But anyway, there we have it. See, now Ava's gonna have to escape, which she will. When Ava's back is against the wall, oh, she's going to escape that guard, that fake agent, and run to Sonny. Okay. So anyway, John shows up at Alexis's house. Sonny's there. He knew Sonny was there, or he knew he could lure Sonny. And Alexis says, you know what? What are you doing back here at my house? He goes, I told you I had some questions from Christina. And Alexis says, and I told you that you can, the only way you can ask my client any questions is if you set an appointment and I, her attorney, is present. You've done neither. So get out of my house. And Christina stands up. She goes, well, bottom line, I'm innocent. Maybe I should just answer his questions. See, this is Christina. And Alexis turns and looks at her. She goes, absolutely not. As your attorney, I'm advising against that. And then she says, and as your mother, oh, I will not allow that. And Christina looks at her mother. Okay, fine. It's Christina now, right? So Sonny stands up. Actually, as soon as Kate's came in the house, Sonny stood up. And Sonny walks over to Kate's and he goes, we all know you are not here to ask my daughter questions. You're here to speak to me. And so Kate says, well, as a matter of fact, I do have some questions for you. And Sonny said, well, all you had to do was ask. Tomorrow morning at my office, I can meet with you. And Kate is standing there. You don't dictate when the meeting will happen. It'll be 20 minutes at the Port Charles Grill. And don't keep me waiting. If you don't come, I will come back and get answers from your daughter. Sonny just looks at him. Right? So Kate's leave, and Christina's like, I don't know, Dad. I don't think you should go. I'm worried about you going. No, he goes, Christina, I can handle this. There's nothing for you to worry about. Nothing. I can take care of John Cates, right? And so Sonny leaves, and Christina's kind of starting to pace, telling Alexis, no, no, this is all my fault. It's because of me that Kate is coming after Dad. I got to do something. I got to do something to help my dad. And Alexis says, Christina, for one thing, you have to calm down. And for two, this, what Jaggard is doing, has nothing to do with you. She said, like your father said, this has everything to do with your father and not you. Kate is just using you to get to your father. And he will do anything to get to your father. You need to stay out of it, Christina. Don't do nothing. Because if you do something, you will make it worse. And Kate's will also put additional charges on you. So don't do anything. Am I making my fine, fine, fine. She goes, and Alexis gets a call. It's from the hospital. She goes, this is the hospital. There's something wrong with your insurance. I have to run to GH to take care of it. Will you be okay here on your own? And she's like, yeah. She goes, just relax, Christina. And when I come back, you know what? Let's just watch some little silly nonsense movie, you and I. So Christina's like, fine. As soon as Alexis leaves, she picks up the phone. I need to see you. So Jason comes to the door. She has the nerve. See, her whatever her father said went in this ear out the other. Whatever her mother said went in this ear and out the other. Right? She tells Jason that Sonny went to go meet with Kate, and they, because I need you to help me make sure my father's okay. And Jason says, first of all, Christina, Sonny knows how to handle Kate. Okay. Sonny's got it all under control. You are going to do nothing, Christina. She's looking at him. She goes, and then after we handle Kate, we need to, I need Ava handled. I need justice for, for Ava with what she's done. And Jason just looked at her. He goes, you need to stay put and you need to stay here. He even didn't pretty much address the Ava issue. It's like, girl, sit down. Christina, I'm telling you, she is, anyway, she is Alexis when Alexis is drinking, but this is with no alcohol, which is why I'm saying Christina needs to be assessed, because she has no ability to think rationally. And we cannot say, oh, this is the grief. Oh no, or this is pregnancy. No, this is Christina. It's always been Christina. Point blank, always been her. And she never listens, ever. So Sonny meets Kate's at the Port Charles Grill. And he's like, yeah, I'm surprised, I'm surprised you showed up. Sonny said, why wouldn't I? And he sits down. And Kate says, yeah. He goes, is this public enough for you, Kate? Or he might even call him John to diminish his, you know, station, lack of respect, right? And he goes, yeah, because, if you wouldn't have shown up, then I would have been, Christina, I would have been just as happy. Sonny said, you know what? You're not going to do anything to Christina. And he goes, no, because you're going to make it all go away. And Sonny says, and how am I going to make it all go away? For starters, you are going to admit to confess every crime you have done. Now John is delusional. He need to be tested, right? These are crimes that nobody knows Sonny has committed. So why would I confess to all my crimes? I would be like, I don't have any crimes. I might have one maybe, and I ain't confessing that one. you know, 30 years. Yeah, I'm a confess 30 years of criminal activity. And you have no evidence, but I'm just gonna miraculously give this to you. He says, and then what else you're gonna do? You're gonna come back. I mean, you're gonna at the end tell how you exploited an innocent girl and you made her a stripper. And Sonny says, well, that's a tall order. Mm. And Kate says, and yeah, you're going to do it. And Sonny's just letting him talk, letting him talk. And he goes, it's so interesting, John, that the whole evidence you have against my daughter is based on Ava's changed testimony or statement. And he says, and that's enough. And he goes, no, not if Ava doesn't run and get a better offer, a better deal, and recant her statement. John Cates looked at Sonny and said, Ava Jerome will never have the opportunity to recant her statement. Uh-oh. I don't know about you all, but that's an admission that he's going to have that chick kill Ava or try to. But Ava's going to kill her first. That's what's going to happen. And probably she going to shoot her and then beat her with that shoe. Look, or if we going to see Ava running out that hotel room wearing them shoes. You know what? Bottom line, Ava's getting out of there. That guard doesn't know Ava Jerome, and neither does John Cates. And Sonny's like, okay. And I'm thinking he's so cool, calm, and collected. Cates is not used to that because this is Sonny on his medications. Sonny could have came in there recording the entire thing, and I am hoping Sonny recorded the entire thing. That would be phenomenal. That would be great, right? So now let me get to the other minor stuff. We show Lucky and the doctor. They're planning an escape that's kind of being foiled. The doctor convinced the head guy that he's got some kind of stomach infection that's going to get worse. And really, it's only intergestion, he told Lucky. But he's going to now move the doctor because the doctor let him know, hey, this can only be treated over here. So he's ordering them to all be moved over to where he can be treated, the head guy. So Lucky's like, good, this is our chance to escape. Lucky thinks he's going with them, but the guy that's come to take the doctor told Lucky, oh, you ain't going nowhere. Only the doctor is going. And Lucky said, but you're going to need me to protect you and the doctor getting there. You know, this is some valuable equipment and it could be stolen, and or the valuable equipment they're transporting, it could be stolen and it's needed at the destination. Are you going to tell your boss? I mean, how are you going to account for now he can't be tested? And the guy just looks at him, but he gets a call on his radio, something's happening. So he goes, I got to go take care of this. When I get back, he looks at the doctor, you better be ready to go. And he looked at Lucky, said, and you ain't going nowhere. So Lucky's trying to convince, I guess his name is Isaiah, to take his gun, you know, take out that guard escort, get to the airfield. He has a contact waiting for him at the airfield. And the guy's like, no, I'm not leaving you. You're only here because you came to save me. I'm not about to leave you. And Lucky's like, listen, you need to get out. You need to get back to the States. You need to go to the WSB. My family has connections there, and you need to bring back help for me. That's what I need you to do. So we'll see what happens with that. Now, on the next front, we have Tracy. Anna was talking to Portia about donors and can a child be a donor? And she says, usually we don't use children as donors, but under certain circumstances, yes, a child can be used as a donor. And Anna's like, that's all I needed to know. Because she's thinking, oh, Charlotte, Valentine would never allow that. He wouldn't allow Charlotte to be cut to save Lulu or anybody else. Right? But Anna, okay, Anna, no, you want Valentine. So Anna goes to Brennan, but Laura had already been to see Mr. Brennan. And she told him she wants him to find where her son Lucky is. And he says, we're actually not really in the business to do that. And she goes, my daughter Lulu needs him to come to save her. Well, that's if he's a match. Okay. But anyway, Brennan says, and I understand your plight, but again, like I'm saying, there's no guarantee I could find your son. She goes, you know what? Well, thanks for your time. Like, thanks, but no thanks. And she turned around before she got out the door and she said, you know what? Wait, no. Throughout the years, my family has helped the WSB on a number of operations. It is time for you to return the favor. And she turns and she walks out. So Tracy was talking, let me see. Tracy asked Anna about, a donor, and we need to that they need to find the donor for Lulu, that Lucky needs to be found. Now, in my mind, and somebody said this on Comic Corner yesterday, they're forgetting Ethan, Luke's son. Ethan is out there. Ethan could be a match, right? Just like Nicholas, who is Laura's son, was a match. Ethan, Luke's son, could be a match. But isn't it interesting? Nobody is talking about Ethan. So Robert calls Laura and gives Laura an update that Lucky was last seen through his contacts. No, his contacts were looking for Lucky. And his last known weeks ago was, I forget where he said he was, but they changed those camps like frequently. He goes, I wish I could narrow it down for you further. So Laura's like, well, thank you for, the help that you have given. Right. So Tracy shows up at Laura's and she said, I'm here to help Lulu. I'm here to offer you all kinds, whatever resources I have, I'm here to offer it to you. And so the phone, and she says, well, she just went and asked the WSB. She didn't know if they were going to help. But Jack Brennan calls right when Tracy was there. And Laura says, this is him. And so she tells him that her husband, Kevin Collins, and Tracy Quartermain was there, and she's going to put him on speakerphone. And he says, okay, I got a location on your son, but this location was 48 hours ago. So therefore, it could have changed by now. He is in this remote part of Africa and blah, blah, blah. He gives Laura the information. And Laura says, thank you so much. This gives us a touchdown start, right? So she hangs up and she looks at Tracy and she goes, Tracy says, okay, look, I will hire some mercenaries. And Tracy was, look, let's get some mercenaries on the ground. This, that, money is no object. She was going all out, right? I got the ELQ jet. And so Laura says, no, mercenaries won't be necessary, which was stupid, right? Remember when her and Kevin went on the mission to get, was it to find Valentine or to get Charlotte from that boarding school, right? And they run into Valentine. Her and Kevin got caught. They weren't not caught. They weren't taken into custody. They actually did very well, but they still needed help to get out of there, realistically, right? Even when Laura went on the mission, the Victor mission, she needed everybody she took with her to help with that. So, Tracy says, no mercenary. She goes, no, I'm going to go and I'm going to find and get my son out myself. And Tracy looks at her. She goes, it is very dangerous, Laura. She goes, I'll be fine. Really, I'm going to be fine. Right. And Tracy looks at Kevin and said, and you're not going to say anything about this? And Kevin says, no, because I'm going with her. Of course you are. Of course you're, both of you. We're going with you. And you know what they should have said? You know what, Tracy? We'll take a few mercenaries with us. Yeah. Get us about 5. sharpshooters, you know, but we're going, but they're there to assist us and keep us safe. They should have said that, because when they went to Russia, Yuri went with them and helped a lot. Yuri helped a whole lot. So, of course, Laura's off on her super mayor woman mission, right? So, whatever, Laura. And she said, but you know what, Tracy, there is something you can do for me. And she goes, what is it? Anything. I need you to take my grandson, Ace. Because I'm thinking, yeah, you guys are just doing all this leaving, but you have an adopted a toddler that you both are just going to put yourself into danger for his aunt. If something happened to Laura and Kevin, what would happen to Ace? Nicholas is in jail. But you know what? Hey, I got to go find Lucky. I got to go do that, right? Ace is a baby. He'll bounce back. Somebody will take him. Oh my goodness. And Tracy's like, you want to trust me with a baby? She goes, don't you all have help at the Quartermain house? She goes, yeah, we have 2 nannies on staff. She goes, then Ace should fit right in with the 2 nannies and the other kids there. And so Tracy goes, yeah, you know, fine. Yeah, I'll take good care of your grandson. He will. The 2 nannies can easily handle him. Right. So that Ace is crossed off the list. And let's see. That's it. I think I have covered everything. I absolutely did cover everything from today. So it's going to be interesting. You know, Lucky's going to probably get more in trouble trying to escape, and Laura's going to come in and say, well, however that's going to work, but it'll be very sensationalized. That's how they're going to do it. So let's go to Comment Corner. Today, Comment Corner, I think I'm from the top to the bottom today. So let me start my trusty, dusty clock, stopwatch. LaShanta says, I'm mad because Rick hating, I see that symbol is what you did, out of all people pissed me off. Alexis loves her kids. That's selfish to think that she could split herself into 2. I feel it's guilt. Rick shouldn't wait. Rick shouldn't to all or sunk to all new lows. He's working with Scott Baldwin, the ambulance chaser. He's gonna represent Heather. Tracy was out of order. I mean, talking to Dante. My aunt told me one child may need more than the other. If Molly felt this way, why take her mother up on being her? Why take her up on being a surrogate? Because she could do something she couldn't. Shaking my head. His hatred is something else. He called Chrissy Sonny's offspring, and that's Rick. He tried making Chrissy make peace with Molly, or she tried to make Chrissy make peace with Molly. Leave it alone. Scott's somewhere hiding. Portia's getting on my nerves. Every time she sees Heather, do we gotta hear this? I can't stand Rick. Liz is dumb for him. Now watch Portia do something stupid. Yeah, I think she will too. Jacarly says they fired Sam Kelly Monaco because of budget cuts, which she accepts, but then they turn around, but turn them down when they are limiting her scenes, so they fired her. Sam didn't have very many scenes anyway. But the budget cuts, come on. They're bringing Lucky back, but not needed. This new doctor, Holly, is coming back. They had Morgan. We have Rick, and they kept Natalia. Why? That is so true. Natalia is definitely not needed. They could have definitely used Kelly Monaco. Give her more scenes than Natalia. Should have been gone. They're paving and JJ a lot. They are what? They are paying and JJ a lot. I don't understand that. And then Jacardi says, how did Sonny know Rick was going to be in town? Oh, how did Scotty know that Rick was going to be in town? No. When Rick came into Heather's room, Rick said Scott Baldwin called him and asked him to take over his caseload. He's probably going to take on Ava's case too. Of course. Custody against his brother? Absolutely. P. Merrill says maybe Molly's family crisis just coincided with Rick already planned trip. And then Jacardi says, so Alexis not saying no, I can't help you or look over this. You are both my daughters and you need to go somewhere to someone else. She felt she would lose her. So she was willing to lose Molly over Christina. That's how I see it. Poor Molly. Thank goodness she has the Asperger's. But you know what? Just look at Christina's actions and inability to think ahead. Just today, wanting to run out to try to intervene in this meeting with Kate's and such. Who needs help? Who needs to be put in lockdown, right? And on medication. It's Christina. Molly is probably working and pleading a case today. She's in the courtroom working and she's grieving, but there's just no comparison. Jacardi says the fact Alexis could not take 5 minutes out of her day to call and check on Molly, but has time to talk to Diane. You know what? Now I agree with you there. There's no reason Alexis did not talk to her daughter. Jacardi says, I feel so bad for Molly. The I am the Molly in my family. Oh, everyone comes to me. I'm the strong one, the independent one. But the problem is strong people break too. That is so true. But when we do, there's no one there for us because we're strong and we'll get through it. Their outlook. So I get where she's coming from. As far as Alexis, I get why she feels that way, but that's not right. And she will build resentment between her girls. Alicia says Molly has a whole crew supporting her. Christina has no one. She has Sonny and Alexis. Even Sonny was off after Ava. Her suffering is both physical and mental. Rick and Sonny need to realize that they are related to both of them. Molly is Sonny's niece, right? And Christina is Rick's niece. But like Rick said, Sonny's offspring. Alicia says uh now they're reckoning or reckoning Christina. She was a troubled young girl, but did she when did she be this person who needed extra maternal protection? Or you mean recreating Christina? That's probably what you meant. She was hardly around over the past several years, and now the suggestion is she's bipolar. No, there's not suggesting it on the show. We're suggesting it. The show is getting worse and worse. I mean, Christina has never been tested. Uh, Southern Girl says, please provide information on Molly and Deck's previous encounter in order for me to understand why they would suddenly have been having such a personal conversation. I must have missed their random encounter. No, their random encounter was, remember when she was questioning Ava? She picked Dex to come down and be a witness. So, that started their first encounter. And now this is their second. Donna says, have Christina committed and written off the show. Honestly, it's ridiculous with her. Keep Sam. The edgy plot on the show are what's missing. Exciting days and big plots like the 80s are needed. Daily Recap Lady, thanks for always doing such a fabulous job. You are welcome, Donna. Terry says, I heard Christina was supposed to try to kill herself. Oh, I hope not. And Ava's supposed to save her and hope that's not too, that's a little crazy. P. Merle says, oh no, I hope not. I hope not too. That would be a horrible storyline. Lucy says, hello, Daily Recap Lady. Great GH review and love comment corner, comment corner. Enjoy. Thank you, Lucy. And Gloria says, Daily Recap Lady, the review comments are right on the money. Well, no, oh, you mean my comments, but comment corner is all y'all. It's all y'all. You guys do great with it. I just try to recap the show for you. Anthony says, Scott saw Jason coming to the door and ran for his life. Barbara said, you missed the part when Carly said, oh, you chained me to the wall. Remember that? Yes, she did come with that snappy comment to Rick. And Karen says, I heard that too. I was wondering, when did that happen? And then Jacarly says to Karen, in the early 2000s, Rick kidnapped pregnant Carly to get back at Sonny and chained her to the wall, trying to keep her and the baby from Sonny. Latrice says to Karen, it happened around the time when Carly was pregnant with Morgan. He and Elizabeth were together at the time. They were married. And she had a miscarriage, their baby. As a result, Rick lost it and decided to kidnap a pregnant Carly. I believe that he also did it to get back at Sonny. He had her chained to the wall in a panic room in the house. His plan was to keep her there till she delivered the baby and then take the baby from her and Sonny and keep it for Elizabeth and himself. I don't know how that was going to work. How Rick's plan was, was he going to go allegedly buy a baby, right? Elizabeth actually found her and was about to help her get out, but she passed out, and Rick ended up closing the room back up so that Carly couldn't escape, and he took Elizabeth to the hospital. I believe that he was drugging Elizabeth. He was keeping her sedated so she wouldn't be too snoopy. I can't remember with what. I want to say that he was giving her hormone pills so that she would end up and she ended up developing blood clots. Maybe someone can help me with those details. I don't remember that. Yeah. Karen says, thank you for the walk down memory lane. P. Merle says, the surprising thing in all this is Carly begged Sonny not to kill him. Sonny was about to break his family rule of not taking out relatives. All right, everybody. Great comments for Comment Corner. I will be back tomorrow with another daily recap of General Hospital.